Good evening. Thank you.
What do you think of David Miscavige now?
I think he's a creative genius. Because Scientology as a subject touts itself as complete. It's a complete bridge to total freedom, and it's consistent. Nothing can be complete and consistent. You can look at that up with Gödel's incompleteness theorems, but take it for what I'm saying now.
Understand.
Nothing can be complete and consistent. And LRH Hubbard even writes that nothing can remain the same. Things will change, which is a truism in this world. The world is always changing, the universe is changing, nothing will remain the same. So either things expand or they contract.
Yes.
If you don't change or adopt or modify or improve upon stuff, it will slowly and gradually erode and corrode into nothingness.
It must evolve or die.
Exactly, it must evolve or die. And Elrich covers this in his conditions of existence. Now, Scientology is a subject set in stone. When Hubbard died, it cannot be changed. It cannot be improved upon. It cannot be modified, molded, or done anything with. It's set in stone. So David Miscavige has this subject. He inherited the command of this subject that is set in stone, that will eventually corrode and die. So how the hell does a person then extract more money? Well, he has to repackage.
Well, this leads to another question. Do you believe that David Miscavige is a true believer, that he is actually a true hardcore Scientologist?
I do. I do believe that. This is what I saw in his eyes. So I think he's charged himself with this task of making Scientology work, make it take over the world, make LRH's vision come true through this methodology. But it will corrode and die. So he is superficially keeping it alive by repackaging, selling, repackaging, selling, repackaging and selling. He's done that for how many years now? 30 years. And I don't know of any person on planet Earth that has done the same task so successfully, extracting billions of dollars since that time, with a subject that you cannot change, you cannot modify, you cannot improve it. I don't know anybody that has done that. So I call this guy as a creative genius for being able to do that so successfully.
Why do Scientologists continue to purchase libraries if it's repackaged, resold? Why do they obediently continue to purchase re-released products?
First of all, because he finds something wrong. Not that LRH did, but some transcribers or some other people that did something wrong.
And since the transcriptionist and editor were the first to touch this book, the very book defining the various tone levels, it then follows that they were also the first 1-1 since the tone level was discovered. And here's what I mean. They were so indecisive they really didn't know where to begin or end a sentence. Specifically, here's where they weren't sure if it should be a comma or a period, and so they split the difference and used a semicolon, which a good percentage of readers never understood in the first place. And given one semicolon begets another, it wasn't long before it was the march of the semicolons, frustrating readers and lengthening lines to word thirds from one end of Scientology to another.
He's the savior of this technology, of this material, so he corrects it.
Because when it came to a secretarial malfunction, the one responsible for this is a gold star standard. However, as with the previous books, Fundamentals of Thought has been brought back to source with authority from its introductory chapters straight through to the end. Indeed, the restoration work here was so extensive, it hardly matters how many times you've previously read this book, you're now going to get it for the first time and with ease.
And he corrects the little parts so that it makes even better in stone. And then you buy it again, and then you buy it again, and then you repackage, and then you buy. So it's a repackaging thing, and that is the genius of him, being able to extort this money again and again from the same parishioners.
Okay, but over against him reselling, making a lot of money in a genius way, Scientology as a church is in a death spiral.
It is, but I think he, putting myself in his frame of mind,
Yeah.
This is just speculation of course, would be something like, it must work because LRH says it works. So if it's not working, it's either because of errors in the material that I take on the task of handling, or it is because you have suppressive people in the organizations making the whole thing not go up, making it go down. So here comes the witch hunt. Like in Oslo org. I've been witnessing witch hunts for 20, 30 years. The statistics won't go up. And we are seeing events upon events every year, multiple events, where we can see that the statistics are growing up, the expansion is happening everywhere else, but not in Oslo. And I suspect everyone in every org in the whole world are thinking the same. We see the statistics, the expansion going up, but not here. So we're thinking, what the hell are we doing wrong? There must be a suppressive person among our ranks. We must find the witch. And we must kill her. We must drown her. And then they drown one, and then the second, and then the third, and the statistics still won't go up, and the witch hunt continues.
And so the church is in a perverse pattern whereby they claim to fix transcription errors, find lost tech, promise superpower that never comes, and also destroying SPs.
Yeah. And since the technology, the works of LRH, is infallible, it cannot be wrong, people must be wrong. So you shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You shoot the people that has been there longest, because the statistic has not gone up since the 80s in Oslo. So therefore there must be somebody since the 80s. And those guys who have been there the longest are usually the most competent, because they have the most skills, the most experience, and then you start shooting them. And then it just goes into a nosedive. And the desperation continues, and it becomes more and more of a horrible situation, and we must find the next SP. It goes faster and faster and faster.
Faster and faster and faster. Faster and faster and faster. Music.